we finally got our hands on the Robert Hur tapes. Now, remember, Robert Hur was investigating Joe Biden for his mishandling of classified documents. Joe Biden mishandled classified documents allegedly by putting the documents in the garage, and none of us were really that overly animated about it if it meant that Donald Trump simultaneously was also not going to be indicted for similar charges for the January 6th related document case and the document case beyond that when they raided Mar-a-Lago. The more interesting part of this, though, and remember they recommended no charges for Joe Biden. Remember when Robert Hur wrote this report, this scathing report saying that Joe Biden does not have the mental acuity to be president? Now, we've known this. And what I'm about to tell you is without a doubt one of the most egregious, one of the most outrageous examples of not just media bias, but intentional and repeated media malpractice in American history. We get asked all the time by members of the media, why do you guys not trust us? Where does this come from? This right here is why the American people, why the media far too often has become the enemy of the people. Remember, Hur said that Biden would just seem like a forgetful old grandfather. So that's why he wasn't worth indicting. He was essentially too old and too feeble to prosecute. This guy's barely living is basically what Robert Hur said. And the media told those of us that noticed Joe Biden's mental decline for years that you are wrong, that you are spreading mis and disinformation. People were smeared and canceled and silenced because we saw it in right-wing circles because we actually saw the videos. Publicly, where Joe Biden was unable to mutter sentences. And the media, I would say they should be ashamed of themselves, but I don't even know if they're capable of feeling shame that requires some form of self-awareness, that requires the media to have some sort of understanding that they should be in the pursuit of truth, but not in the pursuit of power. What I'm about to play for you here should take your breath away. This guy was president of the United States. There's so many questions here. The first of which is, who was running the country? The second which is, why were we not able to get these tapes last year? The New York Times in June of 2024 said Biden was being smeared by misleading videos. That's what we were being told. We were being told that misleading videos were smearing Joe Biden's character and presidency. That you're a right-wing disinformation artist. And the media did not cover it. In fact, they covered it up. The media actively covered it up. And I'm going to connect all the stories together because also breaking yesterday was Joe Biden's prostate cancer diagnosis. I don't wish that upon him. I actually don't want my political adversaries and enemies to get sick and to die. We all die eventually. But let's be honest. The cancer announcement is, of course, directly correlated as a cover-up because of these Hur tapes. They were waiting to announce the news of Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis because of what you are about to hear. Hold your breath. This guy was president of the United States. Play cut 186.
Where did you keep papers that related to those things that you were actively looking?
Well, I don't know. This is what, 2017, 18, that area?
Yes, sir.
Remember, in this time frame, my son is either been deployed or is dying. And so it was, and by the way, there were still a lot of people at the time when I got out of the Senate that were encouraging me to run in this period, except the president.
Now, he was beyond struggling to hear, it was beyond struggling to say the basic timelines. This guy was president of the United States. And also, some of the media is like, well, we never knew because of these tapes. I mean, these tapes are really bad. Honestly, like, Joe Biden publicly is just about as bad as we just heard on this Hur tape. They knew how bad this was, but the media hated Donald Trump so much, the media hated our conservative movement so much that they were adamant that Joe Biden should continue as president of the United States, regardless of the fact that he could not be president. And then, breaking yesterday, play cut 179.
Breaking news out of the White House about former President Joe Biden. His office just revealed that the 46th president is diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer.
So they announced that Joe Biden has prostate cancer 2 days after the Hur reports. Everybody, they were running this man for re-election less than 10 months ago. They're saying that the prostate cancer has metastasized straight to the bone. Sorry to hear that. Prostate cancer is notoriously very, very slow moving. This is another one of Joe Biden's piece of conversation with Robert Hur, play cut 196.
And what's happened in the meantime is that Trump gets elected in November of 2017? 2016. All right. So, why not 2017 here?
That's when you left office, in January of 2017.
Okay. But that's when Trump gets sworn in.
Right.
January.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. And in 2017, Bo had passed, and
he keeps thinking that Donald Trump was elected in 2017, and they keep on correcting him. And look, we have to get to a break here, but how many times does he have to mention the fact that Beau Biden was dying? Was this just a crutch, I should say, that he was using at every corner and every single turn? Beau Biden died in 2015. We know that Joe Biden did not have the mental faculties. I said this to the face of reporters for years, and they said, oh, no, you're just a right-wing extremist. And these reporters actively covered up one of the greatest scandals in American history. Praise the Lord, we were able to get through it and get President Donald Trump elected.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.